The reason that people are in part going to freak out about your stuff is that we have a vulnerability. And that vulnerability says that from a single contradiction, if you can sneak one contradiction through TSA, the entire airport collapses. Everything that we do just is destroyed. And so the idea is that the security on mathematics and physics and the physical sciences is extraordinary for outside ideas because the first contradiction in the unity of knowledge destroys all of it. If you've ever seen one of these warehouse racking collapses,
yes,
where some forklift guy hits some strut and the entire warehouse goes, that's what you're dealing with the principle of explosion.
And that's the problems with the identity principle that they've been trying to work on for years. For years, Norman J. Wildberger talks about it. It is because you have to cancel conservation of energy, and you have to cancel the action and reactionary laws in order for one times one. Now, I understand you're seeing one time, but because of the associative law that says if A and B are both positive integers, then A is to be added to itself in multiplication. A is to be added to itself as many units as is indicated by B.
Well, hang on there. If I change the word itself to the word zero, which you're going to say there is no zero.
Why do I say there's no zero?
Because you have, this is why I keep trying to get back to what I understand of Terrence's underlying metaphysics.
No, what I'm saying is that
there,
to say zero is supposed to represent no thing. Nothing whatsoever, but they have zero as a number, set up as a number. But to say no thing, your brain creates a chemical structure even in saying nothing. So there is what I'm saying philosophically.
There's a difference between the empty set and
empty set.
Zero.
That's the difference.
Right? So if I say to you, Terrence, what is the collection of kittens that you have sold to North Korea to be used for spare parts? You would say, it's the empty set. I've never sold a kitten. I say, hey, Terrence, what is the number of kittens that you've sold for the internal organs to North Korea? You would say zero. So
correct.
Zero is
I would say none, yeah.
That's
zero.
right. So there is a zero.
But to multiply something by the nothing, to multiply something by nothing, don't they have to be dimensionally equal in order to multiply? Like you can't multiply a human by an ant because they're not dimensionally equal.
Well, if there was a thing called a human ant, no, that was your point about dollars, right?
Yes.
What dollar times a dollar? That was a problem.
That's the Dewey Decimal System.
It's
That's
not
the problem
Dewey
with
Decimal.
No, the problem comes up with the Dewey Decimal System. Why a dollar times a dollar can be different values based on different currencies. That was the point of that. I was pointing out, hey, the Dewey Decimal System is
Terrence makes a correct point that we say 1 times 1 equals 1, but if you say a dollar times a dollar is not a sensible thing unless a dollar squared is a unit that you can interpret. Right?
Well,
that was your point about dimensionality.
Right. Now, the moment, what is a dollar squared? What does a dollar squared become? But since the dollar is no longer based on a hard asset, it's no longer gold. It's just an integer. It's just an integer in a computer being multiplied.
It's a unit of account. Terrence.
It's a unit of account, but it's an integer that's still now you're able to multiply it under different currencies.